So welcome to the podcast once again. I think we're discussing what kind of topic to talk about today, and we get this question so much from friends, family, even coworkers when they find out how long we've been together. But why don't we have kids yet? Or when are we gonna have kids? Like when are you getting married? So I thought this would be like a perfect conversation to talk about, a topic to talk about.
And you know what's so crazy that most of the times when I let like friends or coworkers know how long we've been together for, it's not even like, "Oh, are you guys married?" The first question that always comes up is, "Do you guys have kids?" Or "Do you have a
Yeah,
kid? Do you have a baby?" And I'm just like, "You didn't even ask me if I was married first."
I
I
know.
don't know if maybe it's obvious because I don't have a ring, but I mean, you should ask,
Yeah.
right? I mean, at least I think that should be like the
I mean,
first question.
not like everyone that has kids is married, but
True, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if you tell someone, oh, I've been with this person for 14 years or gonna be 14 years, I think the first question that should probably pop up is, oh, are you guys married? You
yeah.
know, sorry, I was eating some takis earlier. I probably had like some chili on my lip. They're so good, by the way. But
Yeah,
thank you for letting me know.
I know. I couldn't stop staring at it.
I know. It's funny. But yeah, I feel like, I do get asked a lot like, oh, why don't you guys have children? And I mean, sometimes I know what to answer, and sometimes I kind of like blank out, and I'm just like, I don't know, just because. With certain people, I will be more specific about it, but with others, I'll probably just be like,
To me,
I
it's
don't know.
simple. To me, it's not like I have to give an explanation or I have to think of a reason. To me, it's just as simple as like we don't want kids yet.
Yeah. And that's where I think that it's awesome that we actually think the same way,
Yeah,
that we're in the same place when it comes to children. Well, just because I feel like it would be a little bit more different if I wanted children
yeah,
and you didn't want any. But I mean, I'm glad that we're both on the same page and that we both talk about it and communicate about it just because it's something big, it's something important.
yeah.
So,
I
but
know.
yeah.
I think it kind of sucks that like everyone wants to have kids at a specific age. Like the other day, I was talking to to someone on Snapchat,
Mhm.
and I haven't like seen him for a long time.
Mhm.
And I remember when we went off roading on Sunday. You know how I posted like a video of my face
Yeah.
finally,
Yeah.
and she replied like I don't know if you know her, but she replied like finally you show your face. And then I just went like, what the hell? You remember me? And she was just like, yes, of course. And then she has two kids, I think. And she
Oh,
was
okay.
it was funny because like I just said like how long we've been together and like how we live on our own, like
Yeah.
how we live together.
Yeah.
And she was just like damn, te estás quedando atrás, you know, like you don't have kids yet,
Oh,
like.
wow.
And I remember I was way younger too, and remember Brenda, Kakita's sister.
Mhm.
I remember she said that to my mom too one time. My mom said that she bumped into her like a McDonald's or something,
Mhm.
and that she was like, "Oh, cómo está Danny?" And that she was like, "Oh, está bien," like like, "Y ya tiene hijos?" Like, no, todavía no. And she was like, "¿Por qué?" Like they're the same age,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "What? Se está quedando atrás? Like yo ya tengo tres," and like it's different. Everybody's different.
Yeah, everyone is different. I totally agree. But I feel like it is crazy how in our like culture, Mexican culture, um, it's crazy how that's the expectation some people
Hmm.
have for you.
Yeah.
Like even just I know I'm probably gonna get a little bit off topic, but even like when we moved in together, just my mom and my dad saying like, "Oh, tu marido," and it's like, no es mi marido. Like, I'm not married to him.
Mm-mm.
We're just moving in. He's still my
Yeah.
boyfriend. But to them, it's different. It's like, oh, once you move in together, then that means you
You're
guys
married.
are married.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to start forming a family soon, you know? And I think that, um, maybe because of our culture, a lot of expectation that other people within our same culture have
Mm-hmm.
is children. Like, oh wow, you guys been together for so long and you guys have no children, or you guys are living together but no children, you know. And so, I mean, I guess that's the reason why we get asked that question a lot.
A lot by coworkers all the time. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and just even family. Like, how many times do we go to LA all the time, and
Your mom.
it'll come up. Like, well, like even recently, my sister is pregnant again,
Yay!
and she's gonna have what her daughter's like 3 years old right now,
She is, I think
and
she's
she's
3, yeah.
pregnant now, and my brother has two girls, and every like sometimes my mom will be like, ¿Y cuándo me vas a dar nietos tú? Ya quiero nietos de ti. Your mom, like, oh, quién sabe quién nos va a dar nietos primero. Like, obviously you
Yeah.
have an older brother, and you're always like, well, Rafa's first, you know. But
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. I think that maybe I don't want to say that this is the case for everybody, but I think that like for us, there's specific goals that we still have,
Mm-hmm.
and we both are understanding about what we both want. And not only that, honestly, for me, I've told you before, like I don't even know if I want any. Like in all honesty, you know, like I don't know. I know that a lot of times, like
Whoa.
especially when I visit, why you act like you
I
don't
know,
know
I'm just
that? You
kidding.
know
He
that.
has told me that.
But like when we've like visited like our family in LA, like dude, like just like hugging our nieces, playing with them and all
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
obviously, I think like dude, regardless of what I say, like I know we were like still working on things that we want to do and stuff in our life. But I think like I know that I do want one. I know I want some kids like,
Yeah.
but it's just hard for me to say like, oh, when, like, oh wow, in 3 years or two, or when we're like 30 something. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna give you an answer because I don't know, but
Yeah.
I know that I do maybe want it. I just not yet.
And that's what I was gonna say, like when you said that sometimes you say like, oh, I don't even know if I want children. I know you're gonna want children just because of the way sometimes, you know, we talk about it and then
Yeah.
the whole baby
Hmm.
fever of when you see a baby. So I know you're gonna want a child. But I think the point here is us trying to figure out when
Yeah.
and not and be ready, you know. And I don't mean like parent ready, mom, dad ready, you know, like because I know that we're never going to be ready to be parents because we're not parents,
Hmm.
you know. And I feel like we might not be ready to be parents, but we can be ready financially, and I think
Yeah,
we can be
for sure.
ready mentally, you know,
Hmm.
prepare ourselves to be like, because honestly, like even just,
Especially also even like where you live.
what do you mean?
That could be important. Like, would you want to have a kid? And we
Oh
live in a
yeah,
one
yeah,
bedroom apartment
definitely.
right now. You know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like for us, not maybe not for others, but for us, I feel like we meet in the same page where we're like, this is what's important for
Mm.
us to be financially ready and to be mentally ready. Because even just a simple thing of like, for example, I have friends who say like, oh my God, cuando nació, you know, their baby, like no los dejaba dormir, like they had them up on all night, you
Yeah.
know. I love sleeping, and you know that. Like, I can sleep forever, you know? So I have even just something simple like that where I'm like, do I really want to give up my
Yeah.
sleep right now?
Yeah. It's something that you could definitely get prepared for. And I know everyone says, like, you're never gonna be ready if you're waiting. Like, oh, I feel like I'm ready to be a parent. You're never gonna do it, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can be financially ready. I believe that you could be ready, like mentally, like okay, I think I'm ready to be a parent. Like
Yeah,
it's a big responsibility.
it is.
Also, like I said, where you live. If at the time where you live, you could probably afford something better
Mm-hmm.
and bigger. But if at the time you're like for us, in our situation specifically, is what I honestly just care about. We're still we still like have things that we want to do. And I don't even like that people. I shouldn't say that, but for us, I wouldn't want to get married and then be like, okay, we're married now, we should have kids.
Yeah.
Like, why not enjoy our marriage and still do stuff? Like we've barely traveled. Like last year, we just
Yeah.
took our first trip together, you know,
Yeah.
somewhere like in Europe and shit. And we've never done anything like that. And just to like have kids and for that it doesn't have to stop, but it becomes more difficult. and shit. Like, it changes everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like you could definitely be ready, be ready, like in certain things, like financially, where you live, your job. If you're gonna be working all day, like your kid who's gonna watch them all day, somebody else is gonna watch them walk first for the first time, talk for the first time. Like,
Yeah.
I just would not want that.
And it's crazy also, again, that you say that, because obviously my mom's had a daycare since I can remember,
Yeah.
And growing up in that environment, and like seeing how, their moms were and their parents were constantly working 5 days out of the week. And it was like sometimes from like 5 in the morning all the way to like 6, 7 at night.
Yeah.
And I mean, seeing like the parent come home and stuff, and like the child spent the rest of the whole
whole day with
day
you.
with us, And I remember this this one time where this kid, I'm not gonna say his name, but you're gonna know who. Oh my god, I love that baby. Like he was barely learning how to walk,
Yeah, I
and
remember I was there. He
yeah,
walked.
and
Yeah.
I remember that my mom and I were the first ones to see him
Yeah.
get up and walk, and it was sad because when his mom came to pick him up after, we told her like, hey, he finally took his first steps, and you can tell that she felt really
Yeah.
like
Like
I
she didn't
wasn't
get to see
there,
it. Yeah.
I wasn't there to see my kids' first steps. And I guess because I saw that a lot with a lot of parents, it made me think like, I want to be able to be in a spot where I can have my child and I can spend as much time as I want with them.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously I probably am still going to want to, pursue my career or whatever. And probably want to go out there and do it. But I mean, it's going to be up to me. It's not going to be because like, damn, I have to go and do this and leave my child
Yeah.
at a daycare
Exactly.
because
Because
I
I
like
have
I
this
have
job late at
to.
night or early
Yeah.
in the morning.
Or even just a simple thing, and this is what I love, how like sometimes when we go to your brother's house, with his wife and him, like when they talk about them just stopping by at the daycare and looking like, just going
Just
to visit the
checking
girls.
in.
And I love hearing that because I think to myself, like, I want to be able to have my child and be able to do that. I want to be able to go to the daycare whenever I want to see them, or pick them up if for some reason they say like, oh my god, they're feeling sick, without feeling like, damn, I have to leave work.
Yeah.
So I guess, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to be prepared for that.
As much as you can, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this could go on forever. Everybody could have their own ideas and their own opinions, but I think it's just the way we feel. Maybe it'll get there. Maybe it'll be hard to get there. I don't know, but to realistically be like, oh, you're not gonna work, you're not gonna do anything, and just be with your kids all day. Like, I understand that that's probably not the reality of it, but just to be able to not be like, oh damn, I don't have sick time, I can't call out, or I don't have PTO, or whatever the case. Just, I don't know, we have ideas, we're working on things, and maybe if we do have our own business sometime, something that we could work on, and we work on our own time.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference. But yeah, the whole thing about having kids, I just think people need to do what they want to do, like really want to do, and not let other people rush them in. And I think a lot of people are a victim of that. Like, oh, I keep getting asked. Like, maybe even their partner, like, they have that mentality. Like, I want kids. I want kids at this age, and I want kids like seguiditos. I want them to be a year apart or two or whatever. I've seen that with friends.
Okay.
So, and it's just like, dude. I mean, if it's what you want, there's nothing wrong with that. We're just here talking about us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every person is different. Every person obviously has their own ideas of, when it comes to children. And I mean, this is just our own perspective,
Yeah.
Especially like, I don't know, just our trip last year, our first trip going to Madrid, like even just going through that, it just made me feel like I want to do more. And not that you can't do it with a child, because obviously you can, but if you really think about it, it's a lot more responsibility. And it's a lot more money, I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
you know? And I mean, for us, we don't have a lot of money, you know?
Not even just that, but like not saying that like this is what makes me think that at all, like just like what by itself. But for instance, when we went, we could have done that if we had kids, right? But they would have gone with us or maybe stay with their grandma or
Mhm.
whatever. But we went, and what happened like the first night we were there, no, the second night we were there, we got like we never even went to sleep.
Yeah.
We went out, we we literally like we got surprised by her sister, and she bought us her friend bought us tickets to Barcelona, and we're like, well, I guess let's go.
Yeah.
And freaking we went out, we got like super fucked up.
That's
We had
another
fun,
video.
like we had fun, dude. It was cool. We literally like the flight was at what 6 in the morning,
Yeah, it was extremely early.
and we walked out of the club literally like at 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And
I don't even
freaking the
remember
guy,
actually.
yeah, we met like a bunch of people there at the restaurant before,
Yeah.
huh? Like,
It was a fun
they
night.
were like, oh wait, like no, te voy a llevar a otro que todavía ni está cerrado,
It
like
was like 4 in the
it was 4 in the morning,
morning.
and for some reason we didn't go, but we literally just got an Uber and went to the airport
Yeah.
like that. I don't remember the flight. I don't know if someone me puso el cinturón and shit. Like, I was fucked up.
I know.
Like everybody, your sister has a video of freaking Anthony that fool bought a beer at Burger King at the freaking airport and
Yeah,
shit.
he
Like,
was completely drunk
yeah,
too.
but yeah,
But yeah, like things
you
like
couldn't
that,
do
you
that
know?
if we took our kids, or
Mhm.
if, like I said, if we had kids. Like, hey, can you watch them for a week? Like
And even then,
it's a
like,
lot to ask for.
yeah, and even then, if I had a child, you know, you know, not that I don't trust my parents or your mom, you know, but I don't know. There's always this. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. You know, I can probably assume that there's always this one thing in back of your head, like constantly reminding you, obviously, of your child and
Yeah.
how they are. You know. So I mean, I guess it's different. You know.
No, not only that, but you probably also think like, should I be doing like all this stupid shit that I'm doing?
Yeah.
Like I'm a parent. Maybe I don't know. Like I said, we're not parents. We don't know how that feels. But for instance, like my brother, for one, he was never really that crazy of like a party person.
Hmm.
He would go out. I started like my first time going out like to parties and shit like in high school and stuff. I
Yeah.
wasn't even in high school yet. He would like invite me. He would always invite me like literally that was the people I would kick it with. Like when I went to like I was a freshman in high school. My brother was never like, oh fuck my little brother, I don't want him to kick it with me. He would always invite me, like come kick it,
Yeah.
like come with me,
Yeah.
come to eat with me, everything, Like I was always that little brother that was with the older guys because he would always have me around.
That's so cool. They always
And
used to kick me out.
yeah. No, but yeah, I got drunk with them for the first time, like all that shit, like him trying to like hide me from my mom, like because I got fucked up. But like getting back to the point, he was, like he would go out and stuff like that. Now he's a parent, dude. He's like the most responsible person,
Oh yeah.
like parent that I've. Him and his girl, like Cindy, she's so like responsible. She won't drink one beer and drive. Like she won't.
Yeah.
She'll be like, I drank a beer. No, I'm not. I'm not. Especially if like they have like if it's a family thing
Yeah.
and she has a drink, they'll literally talk about it like, babe, I'm gonna drink a beer. You're driving. Oh, okay. Because they have the girls, it'll be like a family thing. The kids,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
girls are there, and that's cool, like that. As parents, especially, they should be that way. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like personally, I enjoy like when we go to LA and our friends hit us up and we go visit them and they're just hitting us up like, hey, come. I know that we could leave late because these fools are still kicking it,
Yeah.
So we're at my brother's house, we're kicking it, and uh, I don't know. I kind of lost my way a little bit, but um,
I know,
I
like,
know I
where is
lost
he
my train
going
of
with
thought.
this?
No, but the point is that I feel like I wouldn't be ready to like be like, no, I'm not going because I have a kid. Like I want to still go,
Yeah.
and there shouldn't be like I shouldn't be looked at like, oh, that's selfish. You just want to keep going out and getting drunk and shit.
Yeah.
Like nah. I just honestly, if I feel like they hit me up and I want to do something, like what's wrong with me wanting to still do it? I'm like I said, like they say you're not ready to be a parent. you never know like when you're ready. Well, I know that I don't want to stop certain things, so that should show right there. Like I might not be ready to be a parent.
But you know, regarding that, I have to say that I don't think. Oh well, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be wrong on this, but I feel like not everyone, that has a child is ready to stop doing what they've been
No, I
doing.
know.
But I feel like because they had that child, they are sometimes forced, or not even forced, but they willingly want to stop, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe like let's say for example, we were to get pregnant, maybe like right now you're saying I wouldn't want to do it, but I mean, I would probably feel like when we had the child, you would probably be like, I don't want to be out there
I want to
because
be
I
here.
want to be here,
Yeah.
But maybe, I
No, you're
might be
right.
wrong.
You're right though, because like for instance, my brother's kids, they're not my kids, but I do like I love them. I
Yeah.
every time we go, like everybody's hitting me up the whole time we're there, huh? Like, where are you coming? Are you
Mhm.
coming? Are you almost? And I'm always like, oh yeah, in a little bit, in a
Yeah.
little bit, like almost. And
Same.
and I've how many times have I told you like when we go? At first it was like, oh yeah, I want to go out, I want to party, I want to drink,
Yeah.
and the more and more like I don't obviously like we're not the same age anymore as like before.
Mhm.
And when we go, I could literally just go to LA visit and just be at my brother's house
Same.
because, and while my sister, I love seeing them, just talking, sitting
being with
down,
the
just
girls,
eating, like whatever we do
Yeah.
together. And obviously because my nieces are there, and like
Yeah.
it just feels so good to just be like talking to them. You see, like I always fucking throw myself on the floor with them and just mess around. Like they're always like jumping on me and stuff. I don't care because like I said, they're hitting me up. They're still telling me. So maybe that is true. Maybe that will
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the case with a lot of parents now,
Yeah.
It's not that they don't
Dude,
want
my
to.
sister, she don't want to do nothing because can I bring Asra? And
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, I don't want to go anywhere if I can't take her.
Yeah, yeah, you see? Yeah, so I feel like when you become that parent, you're willingly wanting not to do what you used to do
Yeah.
because of the fact that you had that person, that you love so much. I'm pretty, like
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, so
But I kind
I
of feel
mean,
like that with you.
what do you mean?
Like everything I do, I'm like I'm probably the only guy that has his girlfriend there.
Because I'm cool.
Because I mean, I don't see it that way. Like I know that sometimes I have felt like, remember I used to go to that one barber shop over here,
Which one?
and
Oh, yeah.
and it was literally all guys. Like everyone would just obviously like all guys, and freaking you would go just to like go with me to
Yeah.
cut my hair,
Yeah.
and you would be sitting on the couch and they'll say something and they'll like go, oh my bad, and then I remember one time I told my barber, I told him like, oh shit, I feel bad now that she comes
You
with
told
me.
him?
Yeah, and then he said like, nah, don't trip.
Oh,
Like
gosh.
I mean, they talk about it anyway, but like it's just
Yeah.
funny to be like, oh shit, there's a girl here, because they were talking about like going like dating and shit
Oh,
like that.
okay.
But you probably didn't even hear. I don't know, but
No, I didn't.
it's just funny. It's
I
just
don't think-
like when we went off roading recently, who was there with their girl? No one, just me.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's funny because remember that comment one of your coworkers said, he was like, yeah, she cried like a girl. And then he looked at him and he
Yeah.
was like, I mean,
like
she
a
cried like a
person.
person.
That was funny.
I was like, I mean, I don't know.
But that's why I feel like I do it. If you were like a different type, like where like, oh, something bothers you, like we come home and you tell me, and it starts like an argument between us
Yeah.
because something happened that they said that had nothing to do with me, but you disagreed with.
Mhm.
Like I wouldn't want to bring you around.
Yeah.
I would just be like, you know what, to prevent anything, like, babe, I'm gonna go out with the guys,
Yeah.
kick it,
Yeah.
and I'll be back. But I feel like you, not like you fit in, like you act like a guy, but you're so like cool with everything. Like nothing offends you, like nothing bothers you. Like, oh, like I've even said stuff in front of you, like that I probably would say if you weren't there, and
Yeah.
it's just like, dude, like I'm not doing anything. You're here with me, like I love having you here with me. When we go kick it in LA, like with my friends, you're there.
Yeah.
You don't. So when you don't go, it's because you don't want to go.
Yeah,
So,
and a lot of the times, I honestly feel like I sometimes like force you
yeah, like
to
go. I don't want to. Yeah.
go without me.
But
Yeah,
but I mean that's
Mm.
good though in a way. If you see it like we have that type of relationship, maybe that's why we've been together so long.
yeah,
Like obviously it's not been perfect the whole time, but it's just It's cool. I don't know.
It's a relationship,
Yeah.
you know. As long as there's communication in there, it should be fine.
Yep. I mean, we went a little off topic, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
But
This is what it is,
anyways.
just talking, just talking. It's not scripted.
I know. But yeah, back to children. I was about to say something about children and then we got off topic now.
You
So
know
I'm
what's funny
like,
too?
what was I gonna say?
This is more like jokingly, obviously, but I remember like my mom telling us stories about when I was always like that. I would always ask my mom like, "Mom, ¿cómo era cuando estaba chiquito?" Like era chillón, era like travieso, era I was always so curious like, ¿y cómo era Michelle? ¿Cómo era Danny? Like I always wanted to know like how were we?
Yeah.
Cuz honestly, believe it or not, I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but I think about that like where I work, I see a bunch of customers coming in with their families and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and there'll be that one kid or whatever like that está llorando the whole time, and just like or está de travieso, like de vago, or like doing something. The mom like, come here, this stop
Yeah.
that stop.
Yeah.
My mom, dude, I feel like I remember being like old enough to like remember that she would like give us a look, and I'll be like, oh, I'm not. She
I'm
had
gonna
us
get
like
it.
she had us like good, dude. Like I wouldn't do something because she gave me that look. I'm not. She wouldn't even have to. Remember like the other day, where were we? We were at the
Oh, we were at
outlets.
Vans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lady behind us, she kept on like she was
Oh
like talking shit to her son
man.
though,
Yeah.
like dude, really, you talk like to your kid like that? That's why the kid talks like that, But
Yeah.
freaking, she was like, no, don't ask for nothing when we go inside because you're being a jerk, you're being rude, all that. And then le compró un chingo de shoes,
Le
huh?
compró como 5
Por
pares,
eso
a
se porta así el
mask,
niño.
socks. And the little kid was even already putting the
Yeah,
shoelaces
he
in
like,
the
I
shoes. I
don't
was
want to
like,
leave.
oh.
He made them wait right there and like
Yeah.
literally at the cashier
Yeah.
because he sat down and put his shoes on.
He's
He was
like, no, I'm gonna put my shoelaces
yeah.
on.
But I mean, everybody's different. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but like I think about that. It's funny, but I think about that. Like I don't want my kid to be like a chillon, Like
Oh my
que pa todo, like oh, daddy makes like I don't want
You
that.
know what they say?
I know. Don't even say it. But it's funny because I wasn't like that. My mom says that like I was like enojón,
Yeah.
like if someone would like do something to Danny, like yo me lo chingaba,
Mhm.
like oh mi hermanito, But
Yeah.
obviously he's bigger than me. But Danny's like super nice. He's so chill. He's calm. But I don't know. Those are stories that my mom would say, and I think
Yeah.
about that. I think about that like
Los va a tocar
no
uno
quiero,
chillón.
no quiero que mi hijo sea like chillón, like
You know, it right now, I remember now with what I had forgotten. Like, as a woman, I feel like when they ask you, like, oh my God, like, do you have children? And I'm just like, no. And then, like, they ask me, like, oh, how old are you? And I'm just like, oh, I'm this age. They look at me and they're just like, it's going to be harder, for you to have children. And sometimes I don't even know what to say. Like, sometimes I'm just like oh like I sometimes don't even know how to answer that, so sometimes I'm just like yeah, I know, but I mean I'm not ready, or even sometimes I'll just be like, there's other options, right? Especially now with like technology,
yeah.
And everything, but I feel like sometimes it's to a place where like, oh, like I don't know, like I don't even know how to even keep talking about this because it just makes me feel so like how can you put my age
Yeah.
and tell
feel
me
like
that I can't have a child the older I get?
Probably I feel like what you feel at that time, probably from what you're saying, is like you probably don't even want to give them an explanation.
Yeah, I don't. Like sometimes like when they ask me questions like that, I'm just like, I just give them short answers of like, especially because I don't want to say something maybe that's gonna probably feel like I'm being rude, or maybe because they have, children, like I don't want to make
But
them
that's the thing though,
feel
like why does someone have to feel that way? Like in your case, you're feeling that way, but she didn't think anything to say. Not that that's rude. I mean, I'm not saying we're like sensitive and we thought that was rude, but she just went and said, it's gonna be harder when you get older, right? Like what? I don't want to have kids in my mid 20s, like everyone, like a lot of people do.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
but like here's an example. I know that it's not the same situation for everyone, but I have a coworker that I don't really know him, but one of my other coworkers that I was with at the time, we're that time that we like kicked it after work. Remember?
Yes, yes,
Because it was
yes.
one of my coworkers' birthday. This other guy came, and they started asking him like, "Oh, how's your kid?" and all that. And the way he was talking, I was like, "Does he have like a newborn kid?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's like an older man, not an old man, but I asked him like, "Hey, if you don't mind my asking, it's a newborn kid that you're talking about?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I told him, "How old are you, if you don't mind?" And he said, "Oh, I just turned 41 or something like that." And I literally, before he got there, we're talking about like having kids and like your age and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like literally just said to everybody, "You see, there's no rush," and everybody started laughing. And the guy was like, "Nah, thank you for saying that, because it feels good to hear that." Because
Yeah.
dude, it was his first kid. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
he didn't already have kids, and this was his other one. Like that was his first kid. And
Yeah.
maybe his wife is younger or older or the same age, but like if you take care of yourself, if you're fit, like a lot of people say that, like I want to be able to run with my kid, I want to be able to play with him and stay fit, stay active, stay healthy. Like that's it. So yeah, illnesses can happen with age and stuff like that, but if you're worried about just like being able to be active with your kid, stay healthy. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It
And
makes the process of possibly having a kid like a lot more easier
yeah.
than like being unhealthy and like I want to have a kid now. You can't.
Yeah. And I mean, even not so long ago, we had this conversation. When was it? I believe it was like on Saturday or no, I don't know, but it was during this recently, like a couple of days ago, when we were sitting down at the park, and I even told you like it's crazy because we obviously communicate like and have our ideals of like when we're gonna have children and stuff. And I remember we had said that it was going to be around the 30, 29, 30, 31. And just recently we just changed our mind.
I've never said 30.
Remember yes, I remember you saying like, well, yeah, I'll be 30. I mean, you'll be 30 and I'll be 31.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember that we were like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And even just recently we changed our mind. We're like, I don't know if like
Yeah.
we're
Oh yeah,
only
now I remember. I
like
said this time I said I'll be 35, you be 34.
for
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like, and it's crazy because I feel like as we're getting closer, obviously, I feel like, you know what, it's literally like a couple of
It's
years
around the
from
corner,
now,
dude. It flies by.
so I'm just like, how about we push it a bit more, and I mean, I don't know, I guess we'll know when we're ready, you know I guess it'll just come,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, we're not planning anything.
Yeah.
We're not. But like for instance, I mean, like when we went to Barcelona,
Mm.
I was buying something at the Sagrada Familia, right?
Yeah.
And I was buying like a little statue for my grandma and stuff. And the guy, he's like started making conversation, like donde son and all that stuff. And he was just like, as we were talking, he brought up like kids, huh? He was like, "Do you guys notice that you don't see a lot of kids?" And obviously, I'm not noticing that. I'm not paying attention to that. But I did notice, like, you don't see
I
like a
didn't
little
notice.
like little kids. Like you see them, but like go anywhere around here and you see people with kids. Like every other family has kids with them,
Yeah.
and you don't see it as much. Maybe that guy was crazy. I don't know, and maybe he just put it in my head. But I felt like I noticed it. Like, oh, yeah, you're right. And he said like the average person here in Spain has kids when they're like 35.
Oh yeah, I remember him saying
And maybe
that.
he's
Yeah.
wrong. Maybe he's wrong, and maybe he's crazy, whatever. But he said that, and it made me think like, dude, what's and then especially because that's an expensive area where we were in Barcelona. Like
I remember
he
him
was like
saying, yeah,
like it's
that it
not
is
cheap to live
pricey.
here, and
Yeah.
a lot of people they're young, they have a career, they're working, they're not even thinking like I want a kid right now.
Yeah.
But um, I think that's cool. That's cool as fuck. Like if you don't want one yet, like no one's telling you like, hey, when are you gonna have kids and stuff. I mean, even if they are, make your own decision. Like I don't want one yet.
Yeah. And I I can say that most of the times when I'm being asked these questions or I'm being pressured into having children, I'm gonna say it's gonna be probably outside of my family. Like, I
Hmm.
don't think my mom, I mean, my mom has made small comments like, who's gonna give me the first
But
grandchild?
that's it though.
But yeah, she doesn't necessarily say, like, Jenny, like, when are you gonna give me my first
Well,
grandchild?
especially because you're the only one that's like in a relationship too.
Yeah, and she's never really like pointed it out like directly to me. She's
Yeah.
just said like, I can't wait till I have my grandchildren. She never really states like, oh, ¿quién me va a dar mi primer nieto? You know? I mean, sometimes we talk about it and we're like, Anthony, you know, is gonna give you
Mm.
the first one, but just playing around.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't think it's my family. A contrario, like a veces my dad tells me like, ¿sabes qué? You know, mejor, you know, espérate, you know, when you're ready. Like he, if anything, he tells me to wait. Just like my mom does so too. Like she'll be like, just wait. Pero I mean, it's just people that we meet along the way that are just constantly, you know, like, oh. And I
Yeah.
think it's just because it probably surprises them knowing that they know someone who's probably been together this long, 14 years. I mean, 14 years is a long time,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
know.
So, I don't know, maybe that has to do with it.
Yeah, but if my family asks, I always tell them the same thing. Like, you guys already have three, and there's another one on the way. Why do you want me to have one? Like, it's funny. We always do that, but like everyone, like, how about you, Widow? When are you gonna have kids? And I'm like, nah.
Like your
You have
mom,
three. You have three.
she
Michelle has one. Danny has two. Michelle's got another one on the way. Like, there's no rush.
like your
So,
mom que dice, me van a, aquí que tengan, ya voy a ser bisabuela. I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm
but
like, oh.
yeah. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. It's just I don't want, like, honestly, I don't even want to say I don't think I'm ready yet. Like, nah, right now, and maybe I can say within the next 2 years, I don't want a kid.
And I'm in the same page with you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and again, this is
It's just talking about
us, you know.
us,
I
our
mean,
situation.
you know, every person has a different situation and every person thinks differently. So, I mean, and that's a good thing, you know. If not, we would all be the same.
Yeah, and this probably has nothing to do with it, but for instance, like be getting to a certain age, right? And thinking like, this is gonna be, I'm getting to a point where it's gonna be too late to do certain things, whether it's having a kid or chasing like maybe a career goal that you want or going back to school, whatever. Like, why should your age just because of what? Just probably someone said this some time ago, like, oh, this age is too late to do this. Like, it's kind of funny to go to school at this age. Like, don't, no one's ever said it to you. Don't even have that thought in your head. Just do stuff. Like us, we're not like in our early 20s anymore, and I never think of like, oh, I'm too old for this anymore. I never think that. I always just think like I still have shit that I want to do. I'm not trying to like settle down and be like, fuck it, this is my life now. I have to go to work and
Quote.
I have to go to work and just come home and that's my life now. Like, I'm not trying to stay at this point.
And again, everybody is obviously in a different path, you know. Like for example, there's probably couples who, I don't know, went to college together, graduated already and have are financially prepared for it and they're on their mid 20s and they have children and it goes with them and it fits with them because that's what they wanted,
Yeah,
you
but like I
know.
said, this could go in a bunch of different directions. Like you mentioned right there that they're financially ready in their mid 20s and they want kids. That's fine. I'm not saying that once we get, like, let's say we feel like, okay, we're financially ready, does that really mean I want a kid? What if we have the money to finally start enjoying ourselves, to travel, to do things together, not just be like, oh, well, we have kids now. Now our life is literally just about them, which is not, doesn't have to be the case, but a lot of times it is. Your life, it revolves literally around those kids, and it changes a lot for them.
But maybe that's what some people want, you know. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
this conversation is of what we want. That's what I think, at least.
Hmm. Yeah, okay.
Because a lot of people want a lot of different things, but this is what we want, and we're. I mean, I'm glad that we're both on the same page on a lot of things, and even when we're not, we talk about it, And I think that was the most important thing. Like we talk about like what I don't like, what you don't like, you tell me. And even when we don't like it at the moment, we think about it and we talk about it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what, you were right, or I was wrong, or whatever the case. But uh, at the end of the day, it's just what we want. Don't think like this person did this and they're good. Like that's not us. That's what I think.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, I mean, we've always communicated
Yeah.
regarding this, so I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't come up a lot though, right?
What?
Like us having kids, it doesn't come up. Like whenever we're out or something, and I go like, oh, like we should have a kid already, baby, because we see like a cute kid or something.
I
They do
think it's just
something
for that
cute.
moment.
Yeah, like obviously, I'm pretty sure a lot of people
But
do that.
then,
Like,
yeah, like I feel like it's for that moment. Like, sometimes when I see a newborn, I'm just like, oh my God, they're so cute.
yeah,
Like, I want one. And then after I come and I tell you, babe, I want a baby. And then it's just like, we
it
think
goes
about
away.
it and we're like,
Yeah,
no, not yet. Let's just wait. But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of
I think we need
responsibility.
to get a puppy first and see how we do.
Oh my gosh.
I would
Mm,
honestly, we would have already gotten one if we were like home a lot,
yeah, we would.
since we're literally like on the same schedule, kind of most of the time.
Yeah,
Where like if we get them, especially as a puppy, which I wouldn't want to get already like a big dog. Literally that dog's gonna be home alone all day until we get home.
I know. And I mean,
That's not cool. I
yeah,
wouldn't want to do that.
I wouldn't either. Like, nomás tenerlo aquí encerrado, like, pobrecito,
Yeah.
or pobrecita, girl, boy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they should be out free, go out and run whenever
Or
they
not
want
even that,
to.
like not just have a backyard, but just have a bigger spot for them.
Yeah, like where they could run,
Yeah.
go crazy. Like, Sire used to go crazy in the room,
I know. Nah, he used to go crazy in the room when I'll shower him and stuff. Like he'll
That's
run in
why.
circles and stuff. But I would take that foot a lot all the time.
But I know, but I mean, sometimes when you have to admit que sometimes no lo sacabas.
Because I wasn't there, not
Because,
because I wouldn't.
okay, por eso. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
wouldn't be
sure que
there.
luego cuando llegabas y lo
He would get all
dejabas, he will
crazy.
get all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they need their space too.
Well, kids is
Yeah.
it's not a sensitive issue, but a topic. But I mean, it comes up a lot. That's why we thought like let's talk about it. It
Yeah.
comes up to us a lot. I feel like you're right. You hit it uh, like it mostly just comes from not even family, more like sometimes friends, sometimes more like coworkers that I just
Coworkers.
meet. Like first of they get surprised by my age. They don't even think I looked at my age, and then they're like, "Wait, what? You've been with your girl that long, and you don't have kids? Why not?" Like,
Yeah.
But, I mean, I never feel pressured by it. I don't even get bothered by it. Like, dude, why you care? I don't want kids. Like, it's just, I mean, I don't have kids. That's it.
It's crazy. I had a situation where I actually had a coworker who asked me, we were having conversation, getting to know each other, and she asked me, "Oh, do you have kids?" And I remember telling her like, "No, I don't have children." And then she asked me, "Oh, how long have you been with your boyfriend?" And I was like, "Oh, I've been with him for 13 years because at the time we had 13 years." And she was just like, "Oh, are you guys married?" And I told her, "No, we're not married." And then she's like, "If you guys been together for so long, why aren't you guys married?" And I was just like, I mean, it's not something we've talked about. I mean, maybe just because I don't know, it's just something we've never really talked about. And I remember her saying like, and I was barely meeting this coworker, and I remember her telling me, "Do you feel like because you don't love him, or because you're gonna like probably get married and then divorce him right away?" I was just like, "What?" Like, it just came
The
up to me right
nerve.
now. Yeah, I was just like, no, it's just something that's not our main priority right now." I was just like, wow, like that was a hidden like what the heck? But I mean, anyways,
I
I
mean,
just wanted to say this
I think
because
that,
it's just
yeah,
something that I
that's a
always remember.
separate topic, but marriage, I feel like if you want to get married and that's like something you've always wanted, you and your partner have always wanted, that's cool. I have nothing against marriage, but I don't see Not that this is the whole reason why we're not or anything, but um, like, are you gonna feel different towards me? Like, you're gonna love me more when we get married? Like, I like I'm not gonna change though. It's not gonna change the way I feel. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to have like, oh, you're my wife now, all this and that. Like, that's cool. Like I said, I have nothing wrong with that. Maybe that'll happen, but
Yeah.
I just don't. It does like a way a lot of people think like, oh, you guys should get married. Like why? They never have an answer for me. Like they don't have a, like why? Just because don't you guys like
You guys
the
been together for so long.
yeah
I'm like, okay.
yeah. I think
Anyways,
I think we covered what we wanted
yeah.
to cover when it came to kids, or at least for
Yeah.
us.
For us, yeah. Because
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, and I'm say it again, everyone's completely different.
yeah.
Everyone has a different path.
I like spending my money on myself too. Not that you see, like I don't know. Maybe those are little things that maybe you shouldn't have a kid yet. I remember this is another quick little story. Remember when David first had a kid, and that I still live with my mom, and he came over with his son, and you were there, and he kept on like complimenting everything I had in my room. Like I had a bunch of shoes like on my in my
Oh yeah.
closet. I had like well, a bunch of clothes and like well, like nicer clothes and stuff like that. Like I had like my TV that I had just bought, like a bunch of little things like that. Nothing crazy, but he complimented that like that small little thing, like me having the shoes and all that stuff, and he was like, "Damn, I wish I could." And I remember saying this, and I remember you like your reaction was like, "Oh my god, babe, that's fucked up. Why'd you say that?" But it's just the truth, and I didn't mean anything by it. That's cool. Like he's a dad, now I'm not sure. I haven't seen him in a while, but I told him like, well, I mean, don't feel bad. It's just I don't have a kid. I'm not a parent.
Yeah, I do remember
I
that.
maybe it's hard for you to do all that because you have a kid, and he didn't get offended or bothered, but I didn't see anything change in his. But I remember you were like, babe, like don't say that. That's like, but I think that's just the truth. If I had a kid at the time, I wouldn't be fucking around spending my money like that.
Yeah, definitely not.
But it's whatever you like. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys have any comments, or if you guys probably went through or are thinking about something similar, or maybe for the
Relate, yeah,
women who probably don't have children and are at a certain age with their boyfriend, I wonder if you guys actually get asked the same
yeah,
question of like, it's gonna be harder the
yeah.
older you get. So, I mean, if you guys are going through the same things, please comment it down below, just because I would be very curious and knowing if you guys do
Right.
go through that too.
And I mean, it's not my place or her place to say like what anyone should do, but I feel like especially if you're in a relationship and whether the boyfriend or the girlfriend is like kind of like I want kids already, this and that, and you don't want any. I mean, it's easier said than done, but you don't have to be there, or you could say no if you don't want to. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if she felt a different way about wanting kids, or I did, who knows where we would be. But I mean, we both know we still want to accomplish a lot of things, but not saying that we can't do it with kids, but that's just how we're doing it,
Yeah.
But um,
And dude, like communicate, you
yeah,
know. I mean, there's nothing better than communicating with each other and knowing where you guys stand in the situation, because believe it or not, it is important, especially if
hmm
you've been in a long-term relationship. I mean, you guys are going to want to communicate it because you guys are going to want to know where each one of you stands, you know? Because like he said, maybe we can be in a different situation where I want children and he doesn't, and we don't communicate it, then it's like, when are we gonna both know where we
yeah.
stand in the relationship?
Dude, I have a lot of shit coming to me now. Like my tia, dude, my tia. Remember? I don't know if you
Mhm.
you were there. I think you were there. My tia, like I'm not super close to her or nothing, but she was we were at my grandma's, and she I don't know if you were there. Actually, you weren't there,
Mhm.
but she asked about you, and then like we just talked about like how like we've been together and all that stuff, and then she just said like, do you want, are you gonna marry her? And I was just like, I don't know, like, dude,
She asked you
I'm like
that?
20, I don't know, 20 something. And she's like, "Are you gonna marry her?" And I was like, "I don't know." And like,
Yeah.
"Why, if you're not, like, you shouldn't be with her because girls, like, they want to get married. They want to,
What?
she's gonna want to get married and don't waste her time and stuff like that." I was like,
When did she say this?
dude, I don't even remember how, like, what age I was, but it's crazy, dude. Like, you see, like, that could have easily made me think, like, that's true, maybe, and, like, not ask her and break up with her. But I never let anyone's opinion change my mind.
And I don't think anyone should, you know?
Yeah, but like I said, it's not as easy.
True,
It's
it's
not easy
not.
for
Yeah.
everyone. But
Yeah.
I just never have cared. Like, I'll listen to you. I'm not gonna argue you. I'm not gonna. I've always just been super like chill about everything. I'm not gonna argue your opinion. I'm not even gonna like question it or nothing. I'm just gonna be like, oh, cool. That's how you feel. But yeah, that she
That
told me
is
that.
so funny.
Yeah. I don't know if I never told you that, huh?
No.
Yeah, she told me that. She was
No.
like, "You're wasting her time if you don't propose. If you
Don't
don't like,
waste my
want to know."
time, Andres.
Sure.
That is so crazy. But anyways, this was our second podcast. Again, if you guys have any comments, please write them down below. If there's a topic you guys want to probably want us to have, go ahead and put it down in the comments too, and then we'll hopefully get to it.
Yep.
Alrighty. Bye guys.
So